Well, welcome back to another exciting episode. I mean, nail-biting, intensive. I'm out of words already. I didn't
Are
get
you
my
talking
Reader's
about
Digest
us
this month.
or 24 Legacy?
Yeah, two guys talking 24. I'm
Oh,
Kevin.
I'm Bill.
Now, you've accused me of overselling this, overselling our little thing we do.
No, I sit here and then later in the day when you send it to me, when you've all polished it up and you've made me look like George Clooney and I think it's really good.
My favorite part is like as we're starting this that nobody sees. We're trying to figure out how to see each other. We're too close in, We're yawning, coughing, but that's just what we do.
That's it.
Okay, so last night I've given up on the math. This is our, but I do know because it says at the beginning it was between 4 and 5 p.m.
Yeah. So
Event's
we've got
still in real
7
time.
hours left.
How many?
We have 7 hours left.
Dang, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, we're not even at the halfway point.
But doesn't it feel like it's almost starting to wrap up? A little. I mean, if you
Maybe
didn't know
a
anything
little,
about 24.
a little, but I still haven't. I know you probably have a theory. I've got no idea where this is going. There's so many different little moving parts. I can't line them up.
So, okay, there's supposedly 15 sleeper cells, right?
Yeah.
And we know last night one, and again, if you guys are watching, you haven't seen the show, we're going to spoil things. So that's what we do. We know one of the cells was activated in a very dramatic 30-second moment. Boop, boop,
Yes.
oh, boom. So I'm starting to think, okay, so here are my list of suspects that possibly are not who they seem. I think the odds would be like hardly at all on this one. Andy, the male
he's at the top
Chloe.
of my list because he's been benched, and it's like, well, then why have him even in there?
Yeah, and I don't think you would suspect him because he seems to be very standoffish and about his job and everything, but it could also be, is it Marana? It's the other tech lady who gave him up. I think she's got three names.
The one with the nose stud or whatever she's got.
Yes.
She's got piercing somewhere.
There's something
Not
there.
that there's anything wrong with that, but I would think that would trip the metal detector. That's just me.
Every time she comes in, goop, goop. Oh, well,
But as we go from years
is
past,
here.
anybody can walk into CTU at any time.
Yeah. But she could be a mole.
Yeah.
I think there's got to be somebody inside CTU, and here's why. You and I both know this. CTU is the worst place to work because it's going to be either blown up, gassed, overrun, shut down,
They
EMP.
can't afford lighting.
We used to joke. Every time they would say, Kiefer would go, take him back to CTU. It's like, well, he's dead. He's not going to last.
We don't even call him Jack. We call him Kiefer.
Yeah. And even our friend Edgar. Edgar wasn't even safe. Chloe.
No one's safe at CTU.
So that's why I'm thinking. I don't think it's the head guy. He's just kind of annoying.
I think he's there to make you think he's bad.
Yeah.
Marianne, my wife, she's like, I think there's something up with him. Now she's also, her instincts are very, very good.
All right.
It's a little too early for me. I'm still puzzled by what's the whole Isaac thread. What's going on there? Where was his girlfriend? And I'm really puzzled by the Isaac thing.
I think at the end of the last hour when Sweet Thing, as I call her, and P Diddy, the other guy running off, I think they're done. But Isaac is, he's kind of coming a little unraveled. When he shoved Nicole last night, I was like, ooh. My daughter was like, hey.
Right.
So
and his guys see that, and they're looking at him like, okay.
Yeah. I don't see things going well when Eric comes back, if that ever happens. But I think something's got to happen with that storyline, though, because it just seems to be kind of this tangent that's there.
Yeah.
I did like kind of the dynamic with Henry, which is Gordon McCraney, and Jimmy Smits last night. Oh, Jimmy Smits watching him from behind the glass, and you can just see. I thought he was going to go in and do a Jack moment on him.
That was those two are my favorite ones to watch in this, evolution of 24.
Right.
Just because of the acting, I think. I mean, I just think they're so good, and it's what actually he had already said. Well, it's just going to be my word against yours, and that's what's playing out.
Right. And it looks like from the previews. Do what?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
No,
yeah.
That'll be our graphic. So, but the dynamic is there, and then the previews for next week. It looks like it even goes a little bit more head to head. And I like that. I mean, because it there was even a close up shot last night of Smits, and just the emotion in the face was just really good. I mean, I think they did a really nice job casting him. Very, very good.
Yep.
So I've got a couple of moments that I want to throw. So Neela's released. I don't know that's going to play out again. Neela could still be bad.
Sure.
She could be triggering a cell, because that's the whole thing with sleeper cells, right? I mean, they're sleeper cells. You don't know they're here. Do you remember the old Charles Bronson movie, Telephone?
Oh, love it.
They'd get the call.
Yeah.
And they'd
the words are lonely, dark, and deep, and I have miles to go before I sleep.
Oh, I didn't remember.
Promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. Must blow up.
Okay.
Nuke plant.
I didn't even remember that. Yeah, but remember it'd be triggered.
Her trigger was that Robert Frost poem.
Right.
Poem, rhyming.
I remember in high school it triggered me in a different way, but that's different. So it's going to be interesting to see. It looks like something really, really bad goes down next week with was it the George Washington Bridge, or one of the bridges? Did you see the preview?
The previews I had. When something distracted us, it went through the previews for next week, and so I went back to start it over and run through fast forward, and it went through on me again. So they went by really. I wasn't too hip on. I didn't quite catch the preview for next week.
Well, it looks like they've attached a bomb to one of the bridges, and it might even go off.
Who are they, Kevin?
The sleeper cell people.
Okay. All right.
So those they.
The sleeper cell people.
The sleeper cell people. I'm trying to be very friendly. All right. The two things that got me. All right. First of all, seriously, shaving while you're driving.
I've already written it down. It's like not only, and he's just taking off when he starts. He's taking just little bits, and then they come back to him, and he's all just.
Well, there's even a quick shot on when they do the kung. You see, he's got like an electric razor out, and I'm like, what the heck? Okay, first of all, I get the scissors may be in the vehicle, but you're like this guy. You've stolen these plans. You're on the run. You're a little schizo, but you remember to pack an electric razor. I mean, but then he's and I'm like, okay.
Oh, and he got the sideburns nice and neat, and they're actually trimmed back.
Well, and I'm like, okay, first of all, I've seen, this is no offense to ladies, but ladies, doing this while they're driving with the visor down, and I keep waiting for it to look like, Heath Ledger, from the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Take a look at me. Or I guess that would be Jack Nicholson. But, and I'm thinking, there's no nick. I can barely shave with an electric razor standing in my bathroom in front of the mirror with the house not moving. I thought
obviously you can't.
That's true. That's why I wear collars like this. And what was the point of cleaning up for Gabriel? I mean,
he knew him.
Who's the dude in the beard? Yeah, I just thought, I expected at any moment for them to zoom out of the razor and it say Gillette.
Yeah, a little product placement there. I was kind of concerned there toward the beginning where Grimes and not Grimes, but Eric and they're driving and he's texting while driving. I was quite concerned for his safety.
Yeah. Well, not as much as dude over there with the scissors around his face. One wrong turn. Yeah. All right, so here's the moment though that I think distinguished last night, finally for me, the difference between Eric and Jack. And it's the moment when they've gone into to see Gabriel. They're standing there. I think they're standing up at that point. And they're still on the ground. And when Gabriel says, to Ben, why don't you tell him the full story, why you're really here. And you can see the look that I've been betrayed. This is not at all what I thought, because he's just got that pain look. And for me, that was the moment in defining it different from Jack. Because there's moments throughout the other seasons of 24 where Jack, he didn't see Nina coming and some other things like that. He didn't see Tony coming. But for the most part, he's always, when he's in that type of situation, I think in control. And this to me showed, oh yeah, that's right. He's not Jack. He's not field tested like that. I just thought that was a really cool moment.
I didn't pick up on that, but I can see what you're talking about. I thought it was kind of neat. Gabriel had the, it's kind of like Blofeld from the Bond movies. It's like, hey, I think I've seen that shtick before here. Yeah. But I still want to say Jack, but Grimes shoots him in the knee. And he says, be quiet or whatever, I'll shoot you in the other knee. Jack Bauer used to shoot people in the knee as a torture thing, and they'd be screaming their heads off. This guy didn't even say, owie, ow.
That's true.
There was no sound at all. And then, of course, he slices and dices himself.
Yeah.
And, and I forget the characters' names, the brother, sister, and Dad comes to visit. Yeah. Now, that's going to be, where's this thing going?
Okay.
What's it going to do with dear old Dad? Because they have been, they've been launched. Yeah. They got the code. I'm really curious about that.
First of all, that's messed up, and I don't think they're going to send him a Happy Father's Day card at this point.
Probably not.
It's like, holy cow! But once again, proving a point you've made before, you can do anything with duct tape.
I became giddy when I saw him pull that out last night. Right there in the kitchen counter by the sink is a big roll of duct tape. But then I thought, no, you really need to wrap that around his head. She just enough to cover his mouth and pats it down. So he can shrug and it'll come off.
There's a shot later, and again, I think it's in the quad box, where it looks like the brother's just wrapping him up like a present, it's like, I don't know if you saw the YouTube video where the guys kept putting the rubber band around the melon till it popped.
No.
Okay, that, I know
is
it's
this
kind of
what
gross.
You do at work? No,
yeah.
I didn't see that.
It actually did. In fact, right now, people have left this to go Google that.
I'm going to do it.
Well, not now. Let's finish. I did like last night a lot better. I like where they took it. As crazy mean as it seemed like Gabriel was, I was kind of hoping he would stick around for another episode or two. I felt like that was a real good baddie, if you will. That has kind of already quickly been wasted. But again, I like I don't want to say the transformation of Eric Carter last night, but I think that moment changed it a little for me. And okay, here's how this is really different. That he doesn't know everything. He doesn't have it all together. He's still trying to figure it out. And then the moment that he couldn't kill Ben, I thought was really cool. Right. I thought it was going to be like, I could, there's no bullet in the gun. He could feel the weight. Not that, look, we serve together and we have a code and I can't do it.
Yeah, that was good. I want to know though, he hot wired that SUV to get there, right? Do you have to unhot wire it to stop the car? When he put it in park and got out, did he have to reach under there and pull them apart again? Then he's got to put them together again? Again, I've got to look into this whole hot wiring thing.
So after you Google the two
Rubber
guys
band?
exploding a melon by rubber bands, why don't you Google that?
Okay.
I don't know that should be tips we should share, but
All right. Okay. Yeah,
All
we
right.
don't want to reveal, tactics and methods.
That's true. So I noticed that they stopped teasing Tony. I'm starting to believe that Tony's probably not going to be a major player. It could be somewhere near the end. That may be part of a different arc that's coming. But but that'll be interesting. But I thought last night overall was a good solid hour. I think probably because there was more. We talked about this last week. There was more Corey Hawkins as Eric. That story felt a little bit more fleshed out. There were some nice moments. And there was, quite honestly, less of the Isaac and less of the annoying brother and sister, even though I think that one now has taken a different turn by that sleeper cell being activated.
Right. Still, there's a lot of moving parts. And
Yep.
again, we're not even halfway there. It picked up the pace. What was it, last week or week before, that we felt it was the beginning of another arc last week, I guess, because it was the beginning of the second third of the show.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a lot of movement last night. There were some kind of quick harken back to the original 24 with the guy getting shot. You know, I mean, there was like several people that got offed very quickly.
Yep.
Well, 3, you know, considering Gabriel killing himself, and then Ben Khalid's son just, you know, said loyalty or something about you don't have much faith, and somebody with not much faith is dangerous. And then bang, he was done. Can't remember.
And that was pointed out as if that's true, that was the first time he had killed anyone.
Yeah.
So I still question how committed he is. We'll see. You know, but I don't think this is going to end with him just hanging out at a coffee shop saying, "Now, what exactly were you going to do?" "Well, I was going to blow you up, but you know, I'll have another latte."
How's he going to say that again?
I don't know. I just it ends up just going into a different Japanese dialect.
All right.
All right, so that's our theories. That's our ruminations. Is that a word?
I have no theories. I'm hanging on for the ride right now. So, and the one I'm mainly watching is Gerald McCraney and Jimmy Smits, because I think they're the 2 best actors, and so that's the one I'm really, really watching.
Yep. All right, we'll see where that's going to go. Bill and I are both going to try shaving while we're driving. You've got a little bit more to go than I do. I'm just going to wear the collar.
Okay.
That's fine.
I'm going to keep wearing my official 24 shirt that you won't wear.
So we're 2 guys talking 24. You can reach out to us on Twitter. I'm at Kevin Kolbe Dude. He's the best.
I'm BJordan1015.
And check out your podcast.
Yep. The podcast is at WRAL-FM.com, and at the top it'll say features, and you click on it and it'll say Bill Jordan's podcast. So you got to make a couple of clicks. They will make it, I understand, so you can subscribe to it.
Very nice.
And it's just a little slice of life stuff, you know.
Maybe you do the next one on shaving while you're driving.
That'll be a short one.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, and make sure you share this, comment. We'd love to hear your theories. I'm Kevin. Peace out.
I'm Bill.